In my two previous gearing guides, I mentioned S-grade augments, or SGAs for short, but I didn't explain it fully. In this video, I'll go through the characteristics of SGA in greater detail, the importance of SGA in gearing progression, and a rough guideline of choosing SGAs. So, what is S-grade augment, or SGA? SGA is a special kind of augment, featuring three unique characteristics compared to regular augments. First, SGAs are separated into 8 categories from S1 to S8. For a weapon or unit to hold an SGA, it must support the corresponding SGA type. For example, Kreesa's weapon is capable of S1, S2 and S3, so you can freely put any S1, S2 or S3 SGAs on it, but not S4 or S5 SGAs. Second, SGAs always have a 100% success rate during an affix process. It ensures that you'll never lose your SGAs unless you didn't select them during an affix process. It also makes SGAs extremely useful during the upslot process, since the upslot penalty doesn't apply to SGAs. Third, SGAs can be transferred via the SGA transfer process, which is different from the augment transfer process. In an SGA transfer process, there's no restriction to the number of slots on both target item and fodder item, and you can freely move around SGAs between the two equipment as long as both gears support that SGA type. Also, unlike the regular augment transfer process, you get to keep the regular augments on both gears, depending on the number of SGAs on each equipment after the transfer process. If the number of SGAs on both equipment remains the same after transferring, all regular augments on both equipment are untouched. However, if one equipment receives more SGAs after the process, you'll need to select and discard the corresponding amount of regular affixes to make room for the SGAs. On the other hand, the other equipment that loses SGAs will be downslotted. Overall, the three unique characteristics of SGAs makes gearing much more intuitive and convenient, as you can easily add SGAs to your gear and move them around without the fear of erasing other good augments. And for those of you who just unlocked ultra hard difficulty and need an immediate power boost, you can start putting SGAs on your placeholder weapon, and when you obtain a better weapon, you can simply move the SGAs to your new weapon. Now, we've learned about what SGAs are, but why do we want to use SGAs over regular augments? The first and foremost reason is, SGAs are much more impactful than regular augments. For example, S1 Augment Will 2 can provide up to 6% damage boost, and in endgame level, Guardian Soul can barely match 1% damage boost. Therefore, by filling all the SGAs slots with percentage damage boost SGAs, you can upgrade your damage output by a lot even before doing any regular affixing process. Also, some SGAs provide outstanding quality of life improvements such that you will run those over damage boosting SGAs for some weapon and class combinations. For example, Twin Machine Gun's exclusive S5 Elusive Lucent is a huge game changer for hero players. It recovers 30 PP upon a successful dodge, which is the exact amount of PP required to use Starfire Squall, which is hero Twin Machine Gun's main DPS method when countering. Therefore, with S5 Elusive Lucent, hero players can always counter with Starfire Squall after dodging an attack, without the need to consider the amount of PP remaining. On the other hand, Gunner doesn't benefit much from Elusive Lucent, since they just recover PP from normal attacking while building Chain Trigger, so they will prefer S5 Skillful Adept Will, which is a damage boosting SGA with lifesteal utility. By the way, for those of you who are at or close to endgame level, I want to mention probably the most important SGA of all, S8 Skydance Support. Skydance Support will automatically grant you 1 tick of shifter and band after you jump and stay in the air for 2 seconds. This SGA is crucial to almost every class except Luster and Summoner, since it completely eliminates the need of upkeeping buffs during the fight, and also allows you to have someone using tech to buff before the quest, and maintain it by yourself. You can get a copy of Skydance Support for free by clearing Ultimate Quest Sodom at Depth 80, but for additional copies, you'll have to resort to Rare Drop in Final Lament Urgent Quest, or buy it from the player shop at a super premium price if it's available in the first place. Now that you've learned about the strength and importance of SGAs, what are the good or best SGAs to choose from for each slot? I cannot list all the best SGAs in this video, because it depends on the weapon and the class combination, and the video will be too long and tedious if I include all of them. Instead, I'll provide some rules of thumb for choosing SGAs for your weapon and unit, which is shown here. The top priority is the extremely useful utility SGAs, and some noticeable examples are shown here. These SGAs will either greatly improve your gameplay experience, or provide much more damage output with its added utility, or both. At the second place, we have damage boosting SGAs, with noticeable examples shown here. Since percentage damage boost provides much more damage than flat attack stat, you'll want to fill your SGA slots with these damage increasing SGAs. At the third place, we have general utility SGAs, with noticeable examples shown here. Most of these SGAs are too niche or don't provide enough utility to justify running those over damaging SGAs, but you can use these as a training wheel if you need those. For example, I still have S4 Lifesteal Strike on my fighter double saber most of the time, because it can quickly restore my health after triggering Fighter's Overload Insurance, reducing the risk of dying, and I'm not speedrunning content with it. These are just a rough guideline of choosing SGAs, and you may want to search for the optimal SGA for your own weapon and class combination. The optimal SGAs may also vary in different circumstances, like in Ultimate Sodom or in Endless Quests. We're reaching the end of this video, and I hope you learned more about SGAs and how to improve your gear with those. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this video useful, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.